Hello and welcome to Think About It, where we have two primary goals. One, to get you to think about it, and two, to just make more sense than Keith Olbermann. Do you remember as a kid when you went to the Carnival, or maybe Cedar Point or some amusement park where they had a midway of games, none of which you were supposed to win, and every one of them had a carnival barker type of guy, step right up and win. And your dad, my dad at least, would warn me, he said, son, don't listen to him. You can't ever win. It's not going to work. You can't do it. And you'd look over at that guy who had the basketball hoops that were smaller than the basketball. But for some reason you thought with a pure enough arc and a good enough shot, you could make it. You could win the big prize. So you stepped up, you paid your money, and you learned that Dad was right. Earlier today, President Prompter read the words, and I almost quote because I don't have them directly in front of me. He said, "The day has come for us to stop living as if deficit and debt no longer matter." We have to stop living as if deficit and debt no longer matter. I agree 100%. And then he proposed a $3.2 trillion budget. $1 trillion budget. I love the window dressing because then they come out with $17 billion worth of cuts as if we're supposed to go, wow, they cut $17 billion off of that $3.2 trillion budget, which would be sort of like me getting a haircut. There's not much difference that anybody's going to notice. In fact, if I took out like just this hair right here, you wouldn't know because you'd still think I'm bald. Or as one of my great commentators has said to an earlier video, a hairless eggy head. Very creative. And so I have to ask you, have you fallen for the latest Flim, Flam, Fiasco, where President Prompter looks at you and says, we're not doing this anymore, and then hands you a foot-thick stack of papers that says, we're doing this now, and then smiles and says, we'll get it through, and it'll be a whole new America. Hey, by the way, today is the National Day of Prayer, and for those of you who believe that Christ is the answer to what ails our nation, I hope you've taken some time to pray. To those of you who believe Obama is the answer to this nation, we're praying for you. Think about it.